the next topic, I don't know if you saw this going on, but there was this like push this morning about, the left is trying to be like, oh my God, Temu! Look how expensive Temu is now because of Trump's tariffs. And like, it's just backfiring. Let me set this up. So this is Spencer, don't really care. Saying $31 tariff on a $21 dress from Temu for a total of $54. Get ready to see anger like you've never seen before. Americans are addicted to cheap goods, and this shock therapy isn't going to go over well for them. You know what I did just for funsies, Luke? I pulled up. So they want $20 for this dress plus what, a $31 import tax.
Yep.
There are 440 different summer dresses available on Walmart.com right now for under $10. $4, $5, $5.49, $6.89. There are some dresses on this here's one for $2.88, and it's in 20 different colors. So like this whole like, where will we get our cheap stuff from if not for Temu? Okay. I bet you if I pulled up Amazon, there would be hundreds of... There was this other story where it was like this grandma. I think I retweeted it, and I was like, this is what I voted for. Yeah. Mind blown and pissed off. My granddaughter found the perfect dress for Uncle's wedding on Temu. It was marked down to $19. I went ahead and ordered it after I hit the purchase now button. I got a receipt for $54. I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. So I went to my receipt, and look what happened. I was charged $31 to import them. The dress was only $19. No more Temu for me. I'm like, this is what I voted for. What are you talking about? This is incredible. This is exactly what I want. Like, no more Temu. Like, what are you talking about? There are people that buy shit from Temu that they break out in hives and rashes and all sorts of stuff like that. We grow plenty of cotton in America. We ship it all over to Indonesia and India for our textiles. We don't need Temu. We don't need Temu. And like the whole, like it was number 1 or 2 trending on Twitter, Temu today. And it's like, you get that, like people are like, oh, all the Trump voters are regretting their votes now. I don't know a single person that has ever bought anything off Temu. I've never even been on the website.
Yeah. But what kind of first world problems are you having in your life?
Yeah.
You can't get cheap manufactured microplastic filled goods from China. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I regret voting for Trump.
I'm going to pay $2 more instead of supporting and propping up all these foreign institutions. Oh no, how horrible, how awful for you.
And like, as I showed with that search, there's hundreds of options of cheap dresses. Like, what are you talking? I mean, I know Walmart's
cheaper than they are on Temu.
Right. Like, this is Walmart. If I go to Target, I bet you there's another 500 to choose from. And if I go to Amazon, there's probably 2,000 to choose from. What is, like, this is a fake, weird, like, psyop from the left, where they're like, oh, this will get Americans. Like this says...
it's not just the Chinese. It's also a lot of Democrats posting about this that I'm seeing
here's a Democrat.
Now.
Here's a Democrat that wrote, this single issue alone could sink him. This is also fantastic kitchen table conversation. 152 million Americans use Temu daily. I highly doubt that. They think, this is a Democrat that's like, oh my God, this is finally going to sink Trump. People can't get their garbage, rash-inducing microplastic clothes from Temu. They'll have to buy it from Walmart or Target or Amazon or Kohl's, using their Kohl's cash and get it 50% off with Kohl's cash. Like, my wife buys dresses from Kohl's all the time for under $10. She, this is such a fake, weird psyop that, of course, is backfiring because also trending is like Buy American or something like that today, I think.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, here, Buy American also trending. Like, yeah, I understand my cheap stuff. Look, every desk in my office is cheap Chinese crap. It's just what was available. I didn't specifically seek out. Also, this is only a temporary office. When I move into my new office, I'll buy like actual nice furniture. This furniture will, like, we're younger, but if you talk to your dad, I don't know if Polacks use water heaters or not, but like,
You use what?
water heaters.
We do. We invented them.
Yeah. If you went back like 20 years ago, water heaters used to last 15 to 25 years.
Yeah.
Now they last 5 years. If you go,
Exactly.
if anybody asks your parents about their how long their washer and dryer last, used to last 20 years. Now they last 5 years.
Yeah, it's planned obsolescence. It's also the IKEA model, because they found out that people who build their own furniture, they get more attached to it, and they like the furniture more, even though it's kind of a psyop, because your furniture used to come built. You used to buy your furniture, and
you never used to. You're 100% right. Yeah. Even in my lifetime, buying a desk that you had to put together was like a brand new thing.
Yeah,
like
you would just pick up the desk, and the desk would just be there. You didn't have to build it.
Yeah.
But IKEA mind warped us and psychologically tricked us into now building all this furniture. But they realized, people are becoming more attached to it because they're building it. We have to build it cheaper, and we have to make cheaper stuff that doesn't last as long if we're going to be staying in business. Mm-hmm. And we need that perfect kind of mix of you built it, it's okay for a little bit, but we want to make sure it breaks down. And this is the IKEA business model that has been implemented, because when it breaks down, you're able to sell them the item again that they slowly become more attached to, that they have to build. But in reality, we're just being psyoped into something more inconvenient, something that is not as good, not as durable, but something that is good for the mega corporation, but really horrible for you.
Well, they only get to sell you. They only got to sell you. I know. Did Auntie Maggie get you? You used to buy 1 or 2 washer and dryers in your lifetime. Now you'll buy. I've already owned 4. And like I don't buy cheap stuff.
Fixing it costs more than buying it.
Right, you can't fix anything anymore, which is all part of the plan.
Yeah,
we've seen. Here's another something that I know a little.
The licenses, and then they have the software where you can't fix it yourself. They make it so you have to go through them and jump through their hoops in order to try to fix it, and then pay a bigger premium. That to the point where you might as well just buy a new one, and that's exactly what they want you to do.
Right, because I mean, even in my lifetime, look at computers. My first real job was in a computer repair business. We had a lot of people making good money repairing computers. Then in my lifetime, it became a point where like nobody even fixed their computers anymore because there's no point. Like you can buy a brand new one. You can buy a brand new one for $1,000 or $500. I mean, we used to, the average repair bill used to be like $300, but computers would last 5-6 years. Now people are buying a new computer every 2 years. It's all part of the plan. I mean, look what they do to cell phones. Didn't Apple get in trouble for this, or was it Samsung, where they were like slowing making the battery worse as the phone got older? I think it was iPhone that got caught doing that. So like,
iPhone got caught, and Casey Neistat made a video about this, and this was what led to his kind of ascension.
He's a persona non grata right now.
Yeah. Well, he did vote for Hillary Clinton and shilled for her, and was working for CNN with a big deal that they signed with him. But one of his first videos that went mega viral is him looking at the iPhone and specifically how there were updates on there that made you want to buy a new one when the old one was good. And he made a whole video kind of describing the process that we were just describing with the IKEA effect. Yeah,
I mean, it's like this is the idea that any real, like, what I did a video about this. It comes out like at 4:00. But what I said in this video is no American has ever bought anything from Temu.com that they needed. Like, and I know like the way the left is combating this is they're like, oh, people on the right are like, you'll own nothing and be happy now. Ha 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 ha. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just buy from America, or like, buy from a country that doesn't, have, isn't stealing your data, isn't your, all this kind of stuff. In the computer industry, people got tricked into thinking they need a graphics card every year. You're mental if you think that.
Those graphic cards are pretty finicky.
Yeah, I mean, I heard one cost Hannah Claire her job. I heard.
They cost people their livelihoods. So.
Yeah, irreplaceable batteries. was another thing where it's like there was nothing stopping them from letting us replace the batteries on our own. Nothing at all. But they decide, well, we're going to stop that. We're not going to let you replace your batteries, and we're not going to let you add more memory. These are things they used to allow you to do.
Yep.
Because they want you to buy a new one from Temu every year, which I don't want. And I think that I hope that people will get like hip to the fact that, you know, it's like, oh my God, 150 million Americans a year buy from Temu. It's like, okay, so what? Like, we don't buy what? A spatula that's 8 cents cheaper than buying the one from Walmart? Like, who cares? There's plenty of options here.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how all of this unfolds if it continues to last, because there's some interesting conversations happening right now.
It's lasted longer than I thought, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, people are saying this is temporary, but at the same time, if they think it's temporary, this doesn't allow kind of American manufacturing and American business to kind of compete here. So for
we need
America,
time to ramp up. You're right.
Yeah. So for America to really kind of step its game up, and again, people are like, no, it's going to be too expensive in America. No, it's not. Not with automation and robotics. People need to understand. You don't need, crackheads with the fields picking the strawberries, right?
Right.
You got machines that do that with laser precision, and other high tech solutions.
They don't require crack rocks either.
Yeah. So this is the tough love that Donald Trump is giving us that we need to understand. We need to be okay with. It's going to be temporarily inconvenient, but we need American manufacturing and robotics and us becoming the world superpower. That's a little bit more important than continuing to fuel the Chinese war machine against us that is controlling their economy in a totally dominant way for their own personal benefit. We need that manufacturing here. We need these products coming from the United States. And all the liberals need to understand it's not only better for the environment, since China just literally dumps.
They have no regulation. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally just are some of the worst polluters on the world. American manufacturing would have a little bit more of regulatory oversight on that, especially when it comes to poisoning the oceans, the rivers, and the atmosphere. But more importantly, it's not just better for the environment. We don't have to ship stuff back and forth, and we could actually have some jobs and have some money that is actually circulating within America instead of the global kind of international markets financing our insidious trap and conflict that a lot of people expect to happen between the United States and China.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if Temu closes down. I mean, I think that most people are smart enough to understand basic capitalism, that if Temu closes down, they will there'll be a new Temu that comes from a country that doesn't have the same tariffs for the people that want to buy cheap garbage. But also, no, I think the average person understands that, there's a temporary, there's going to be temporary pain here. And, it's just... It's going to be painful for people that don't understand the big picture, but most people understand the big picture. Now, I'm going to want to see some of this tariff money that Trump's talking about, coming back to American taxpayers, help offset the pain. He's like, oh, we made $15 billion on tariffs. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care about that. How come my taxes haven't gone down? Yeah. Or look at all the money we cut off USAID. Okay, cool. But how come my taxes haven't gone down? He needs to offset the pain with tariffs with lower taxes, and then he can buy himself a lot more time.
Yeah, well, that's what Trump is saying. He said, quote, we're going to cut taxes for the people of this country. It'll take a little while. It's possible we'll do a complete tax cut. I think tariffs will be enough to cut all of the income tax. This is a statement by Donald J. Trump. And not so long ago, I believe he released this statement yesterday, actually. I just sent it to you in the
today or yesterday. Chat. Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. I want to see a total elimination of the IRS. Just get rid of it. Stop updating it with Palantir. Stop modernizing it. Stop it, Elon, now.